everybody, here we are, September Best in Beauty time, and I'm a little late on it this time around, but I have just had some other videos that I really wanted to get out sooner than this, so hopefully you've been occupied watching everyone else's favorites videos. I don't feel like I have a ton to talk about this month, like compared to other months. Maybe it's just because I've been doing a lot of experimenting and just dabbling in various things, but the things I do have to talk about, I really do feel strongly about, of course. The first thing I want to mention is something that makes me feel like kind of a mixologist when I'm, sitting here getting my foundation on every day. It's something I can add to any foundation and kind of boost the coverage up. They're the Cover FX Custom Cover Drops. I have them in the shade N35, and there is a huge spectrum of shades to choose from. And basically, you've just got this little dropper here, and it's a very, very concentrated, just like liquid pigment type situation here. It's like straight up coverage in a little bottle, and depending on the amount of drops you add to your existing foundation, or maybe a moisturizer or a BB cream or whatever it might be, you can up your coverage. And also in the case of this, I felt like it's maybe a hair deeper than some foundations that I wasn't able to use because they were too light, so I could kind of make a shade adjustment with this product also. But here's the thing, when people talk coverage, I get really skeptical when people with like perfect skin talk about what great coverage something has, because I'm thinking like, what are you covering up anyway? So I was kind of wondering exactly how far these would go, but with a couple of drops, like a couple of little like boop boop from the dropper, it really will, I think, turn practically any foundation I have to full coverage. Even if it starts as a really light coverage thing. For example, today I mixed 2 drops of this. That seems to be my kind of standard, is 2 drops. Small drops, by the way, because I'm not like taking a full dropper's worth and, mixing it in. I'm just going like little bitty. The total amount that ends up getting mixed in with my foundation wouldn't even amount to the size of a pea. I mean, it's that small of an amount that I'm mixing in. But like today I mixed it with my Maybelline Matte and Poreless, which isn't like the lightest coverage thing I own, but it really got stepped up with this product. It also adjusted the shade a little bit, which made it even better for me. And while these drops seem to have a matte finish, I don't feel like it adds, a lot of dryness to the foundation I'm adding it to. It doesn't like instantly turn it, just because it made a full coverage, it doesn't make it dry and cakey looking either. You guys know I've been a big fan of the Estee Lauder Maximum Cover Foundation. That was a huge like lifesaver for me when I was dealing with melasma, and this would be another thing that kind of like brings other foundations to that level, if you know what I mean. Like if you wanted to add say 3 to 4 drops of this to some foundation you were using, you would really achieve that like absolute fullest coverage in a foundation. And today actually I just tapped a little bit around my under eyes and used that like a concealer basically. I'd never done that before. The one critique is that it's a little messy on the dropper. See how that dropper is like completely covered with product? So not only are you maybe dealing with the drops coming from within the dropper, but also product possibly dripping down from the outside of the dropper, you know what I mean? You just kind of got to get used to seeing like how much of that is mixing in with the foundation I'm going to apply, what is my ideal amount, and kind of visually get accustomed to what that looks like. This is definitely a high-end product that I think was worth the money. I do not regret it a bit, and it's really expanded the use of so many foundation, BB cream, light, barely their coverage type products. It's been fun to see how this works with those. A little thing I've been getting a lot of use out of here at my makeup station is this e.l.f. Daily Brush Cleaner. This is the exact same packaging as the e.l.f. Mist and Set, and I almost think they need to like make a change with that, because you really don't want to accidentally mist brush cleaner in your face. So I have them sitting on 2 totally separate parts of my desk here. And I love the Mist and Set. I am a regular user of that product. And I, of course, am all for deep cleaning your brushes at the sink, but sometimes, like when you're going between colors and you just need to clean something off really fast, having something like this that will dry super quickly and just having it right here at your desk is very handy. This also smells really good too, but I just take like a cotton pad or a Kleenex and I mist just a couple times on there. Then I just take my brush here and swirl it on the pad. You can see it's picked up some product. I can, dust it back and forth on the other side and make sure it's completely clean. And it's just immediately clean and dry. So if you're one who's like shooting makeup tutorials and you need something that's gonna like clean off your brush in a jiffy, that's the stuff. Now, way back in the day, back when Encore was making videos, I used his recipe to make the homemade brush cleanser, and I used that for the longest time, and I had a little spray bottle of that on my desk. This, I would say, dries faster. There may be more alcohol in this, but it definitely hasn't affected the quality of my brushes or anything. But I've just found myself using that a lot. I think this is one of the things you might see sold like in Target or Walmart, whatever stores carry e.l.f. And while I'm at it, this brush that I used in my demo, this is the e.l.f. blending brush, and this was my kind of game changer brush discovery of the past couple weeks, so I used this in my recent tutorial, my smoky eye look. Watch that video to see it in action because it's kind of a unique shape and size. It's kind of like my Sigma E25 but less full, and so I'll use it to kind of get that pulled out, that diffused shadow look, you know, coming just above the crease and also under the eye as well. So I love this, but it is out of stock on e.l.f.'s website, and I contacted e.l.f. to see, like, I hope you intend to bring that back, you know, and they said it will be back in 3 to 4 weeks. So if you're trying to get this and haven't been able to, there is hope. Another thing that I have been using so much, and I do have a full review on this product, it's the Maybelline Brow Satin. Even though there were a couple of semi-brow fails in my last little drugstore reviews video, I've got quite a few things that I enjoy brow-wise that are kind of in my rotation, but this one's been getting used a lot. Just, you know, I think the ease of use, the shade, the intensity level. It's got the retractable pencil on one end, and I think I referenced this in the review that it's not the finest pencil ever. It's able to stay relatively thin for the fact that it's retractable, but it's not quite as fine as like that NYX Micro Brow or the Anastasia Brow Wiz. And then on the opposite end, once you twist that off, you've got this kind of spring-loaded powder dropper, so it's going into some powder here, and you can use that to kind of set the brows. There's what that looks like. You know, you can get kind of a softer fill if you want to. I do really like what this does for my brows. I feel like I can use it quickly, get the look that I want. The only thing would be this doesn't offer any additional hold to the brows like a brow gel would, so I do have to pull in my NYX Control Freak brow gel. Who would this be for specifically? It might be for those people who aren't totally satisfied with the look that only a pencil gives, and they don't like to go strictly with powder either. I do find that this is really long wearing, and maybe that is that combination of layering the pencil and the powder. I do have a lip product that has been knocking my socks off over the past month, and it is my ColourPop Lippy Sticks in Poison. I did this big comprehensive like fall ColourPop product review video, and this is definitely one of the favorite lip products from there, and it's just been the one that I've continued to wear the most. In case you're not familiar with the Lippy Sticks, they are a skinny format lipstick. This is matte, this particular shade, and I'm wearing it right now, and I just think it's the perfect fall red. You know, it's a little bit deeper, it's a little bit more toward a brick red than just a classic true red, and I just think it's very appropriate for the season. It's going to be great around Christmas time as well. Now, there are a lot of matte liquid lipsticks floating around, and there's some good ones, and there's some not so good ones. There's some very annoying feeling ones, and there's some really comfortable ones. While this particular product might not follow that liquefied lipstick trend, it still overall is giving you, you know, a finished look that's very similar to what those would do. You know, it's fully pigmented, it's totally opaque on the lips. And I've said it before, but I'll say it again, if I'm gonna wear a deep shade like a deep red or a really dark berry, a matte finish is really the way to go, because then you're not worried about that transferring off or sliding outside the lip line, because it will look very obvious, you know, when shades like this get messy. But when I'm wearing a matte, I just feel so much more comfortable about it. Like, I really don't feel like this is gonna go anywhere. I can be taking sips of my coffee, and yeah, a little bit might transfer onto the cup because this isn't a totally like non-transferable product, but I don't feel like it's gonna get messy, oops, outside my lip line. And as you can see, my hair didn't stick to it. My other favorite of the month is a palette, and it's definitely a palette that I've been trying before getting into a lot of this holiday stuff. And I've reviewed some holiday things already. I've still got a lot more to come. I've already done a lot of swatching of some of these other things and kind of gotten a feel for some of the collections that I haven't even mentioned on my channel channel yet, and I have a sense that even though, you know, I love this now just as a standalone product, I really think I'm going to continue to love this above a lot of different holiday palettes, and it's my Too Faced Stardust palette. I have been trying some of the Too Faced holiday stuff, and it's adorable. It's really cute to look at, and normally I am completely suckered in by that kind of thing, but maybe it's just, you know, having had this palette now a little bit longer and really becoming familiar with it and enjoying it so much, it's like, this is really what I love. I feel like this is such a well thought out palette. I talked about it at length in a palette comparison video I did recently. I feel like every shade in here is great quality. Every shade has a distinct kind of purpose. I just feel like it's so wearable. It's a very educational like format, the way they set it up. They gave you some extras like the primer, Better Than Sex mascara, a loose shadow, all of these cards with the different looks, which I have loved and had so much fun with. I mean, it's not like they didn't go cutesy at all with the packaging on this, but it's a really functional, practical, like makeup lovers type product, you know? I just feel like the specific shades in here really speak to me. I love them. I'm becoming attached to them very much so. I am wearing it today. I've got Golden Nugget on the lid. I've got Millennial in the crease. I've also got a little bit of Double Tap in the crease and a blend of Millennial and Girls Night, very smoky, smudgy on the lower lash lines. Nothing gives me crazy sparkly fallout. The mattes are just as wonderful as the metallics are. I've just enjoyed it so much. Now I got a couple of things. I don't really want to call them fails. They're just kind of questionable things. I just want to discuss them with you a little bit. Maybe in the comments section you can tell me what you think. I got this Butter London Lip Service 4-piece lippy liquid lipstick collection. It was $29 at Ulta. As you can see, 4 products were in here. First off, these are the products. There's no way that they like stay standing in here. If you're gonna give this to somebody and hope it's like a pretty presentation and they're all like looking through these little windows, they immediately like fall over and all fall to one end. And you've got a nude, kind of like a light corally pink, a dark berry, and then this mauve shade. These are marketed as liquid lipsticks. They are thick. They're very shiny. They are what some people might call a little bit sticky. I mean, there is some heaviness on the lips with these, and for me it's the kind of situation where if I like the color enough, I'll go for it. You know, I won't really have a problem wearing it. But if it's not a color I'm absolutely crazy about, you know, see you later. I don't really need to waste my time with it. And there are 2 shades in here, Tea with the Queen and Pudding, these lighter 2. I was really disappointed with how streaky these went on. It was hard to build up like an even consistent color across the lips with these shades, and I just didn't think they looked very flattering on. Then these other 2 shades, I definitely like them better in the way they apply. Fruitcake can be a little risky, like I said, if you're going out, if you're not going to be keeping a close eye on your lips throughout the day. It's kind of a tricky shade to wear just in terms of keeping it all within the lip line. Taupe I really like. I think Taupe is a beautiful shade. Both Taupe and the nude Tea with the Queen are regular parts of the line, and I really like this shade. It's just kind of unique. It's like a wintry pink. I could call this anywhere from mauve to a really soft plum. It's got a ton of shine. It just looks really pretty on the lips and just kind of a different shade. Just warning you guys who are kind of anti-lip gloss, this really feels like a thick, shiny, borderline sticky gloss, like I said, but the staying power is pretty good. So I guess the sum up here is I love this shade. I'm not wild about these 3. This one is sold individually, so if you're interested in that kind of a color, it may not be worthwhile for you to go after the entire set. And I do feel kind of funny saying that because value sets, they are a great deal. You know, you're getting more for your money. I just didn't love all of them, but I wanted to let you know that Taupe is pretty dang awesome. And one last little thing, this is just kind of like an open question. Has anybody tried this NYX HD Studio Photogenic Primer / Base? This is kind of like the primer counterpart to the NYX HD Photogenic Foundation line, and those foundations run, I think, close to 20 bucks, isn't it? And this is like a $15, $16 primer. So what's so great about it? I just don't understand it. It's a white primer. It doesn't feel especially silky when I put this on my skin. It doesn't like change the texture of my skin to make it smoother. Maybe feels like a really lightweight moisturizer going on, but I just don't see it doing any favors for my skin. I don't feel like it's minimizing the pores, the lines. And I guess my question to you guys is there anyone out there who uses this and loves this? And if you do, what should I be looking for? What should I be looking for this to do? For like a $15, $16 drugstore primer, I feel like it should be doing great things. So I'm still kind of experimenting with it. I've been wearing it with different foundations. I don't feel like it's done anything for staying power, for skin texture, for pore size, different things like that. But let me know if there's something I should be looking out for with this that I'm missing the boat on, or I'm missing the point on. Tell me. But thank you so much for watching these videos. I've really been trying to crank out more on this channel ever since I've merged this channel with my Express channel, so you've probably been seeing more reviews here. It's kind of mixed in with the normal longer videos that I also do, but the reviews will definitely keep coming for some of these holiday things. While I have talked about some holiday palettes already that I've loved, rest assured there are some that I have not loved. So thank you again for spending some time with me, and I will see you next time. Bye.